Hey everybody, thank you for visiting my channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe down below. So what I've created here is a guide to understanding manufactured home buying and selling, also known as mobile homes, although we don't like to call them that. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ray Rosewell. I'm a realtor. I have an ABR and SRS designation. Um, I'm a licensed realtor in Illinois with Village Realty. And over the last couple of years, I've been a top producer and I've sold over 60 manufactured homes with a value of over $5 million. If you never bought a mobile home or a manufactured home, this presentation is for you. This information is a valuable tool for the consumer as well as real estate agents helping a client buy or sell a home. On the next page, I'll explain the process to you. So this is how the process works. There are two different designations of manufactured homes that determine what types of financing is available. A home located on land that you own and hold a traditional deed, just like a single family home in a community, or a home located in a manufactured or mobile home community that you lease the land but you own the home. A home that is located and you own is eligible. I'm sorry, I'm screwing this up very badly. A home located on land that you own is eligible for all types of financing, such as conventional, VA, FHA, and qualifies for assistance programs for down payments. An attorney is required just like a regular real estate transaction. A home located in a community where you own the home and rent the land, also known as a lot, will not qualify for traditional types of financing. These are considered chattel loans and are only available through certain lenders, such as Triad, 21st Mortgage, Credit Human, just to name a few. Some mortgage brokers can help you with this process. I will name some brokers at the end. First of all, these manufactured homes are not a mobile home. They got that designation back when they had a tongue on the front of them and wheels and axles underneath them. However, at some point, they removed the wheels, removed the axles, removed the tongues, mounted them on blocks on concrete pads, and anchored them down, and therefore they were no longer mobile. They were permanent. They're considered manufactured homes. They're built in a factory, and the government established standards for building these homes, which was good for you guys because it makes them more energy efficient and more quality materials with the look and feel like a single family land-based home. These manufactured homes are built on a level platform, and when you choose a double wide, they are built side by side and transported to the site where they will be set, and then tongue and wheels are removed and taken away. Most newer models all have drywall with no exposed seams. The older ones had walls constructed of vinyl over gypsum and have seams covered with batten strips to hide the joints. These types of walls are hard to paint without a special primer and usually look like wallpaper. But you can take the batten strips off, tape and mud those seams, and make it look just like regular wallpaper. Titles for manufactured homes. If you have a home on land that you own, of course it's a deed, just like it was with a single family home. But if you have one of these in a manufactured home or mobile home community, they're designated as personal property and they have a title, just like your car, a boat, or an RV. When you buy or sell a manufactured home that is in a community or park, there's two ways that it can be taken care of. If it's a cash transaction, an experienced realtor will handle all the paperwork. When I do these, I create a closing statement and I also create a bill of sale. Those are required normally by park management to show transfer of ownership of the home and what people paid for. They can also have some other requirements of the buyer. Of course, they have to be approved ahead of time. They have to give them proof of insurance, homeowners insurance, and normally we go to the DMV or currency exchange the same day and we transfer the title so that ownership is established by the new owner. And because in the past, people would take the title, bring it home, put it in a drawer, and forget about it, and not do anything with it until they got ready to sell the house the next time. But as far as it was legally, the legality of it is that it was still in the name of the previous owner, and they were responsible for it until that title gets changed over. So there again is another reason for having a bill of sale and a closing statement, because it proves that you have actually transferred ownership of the title. If you have any other questions about these types of closings, the ones with a lender are usually done by the local representative, the broker, gets together with everybody with the loan package and has everything signed. But I've also had the situation where there was no mortgage broker involved, and the paperwork was actually sent to a set of paperwork to the buyer, a set of paperwork to the seller. They filled it out, had it notarized. I am a notary, by the way, and had it notarized and returned it. But there was no hard closing date. It was whenever they got the paperwork back and processed it. In those situations, excuse me, in those situations, I don't turn over the keys to the home until the seller actually gets the money deposited in their account or receives a certified check and deposits it. Otherwise, in the case of like locally, Triad has a office locally here in Bourbonnais, and we just go to their office and they handle it all right there. And ownership is transferred at that time, and the parks accept that process by the lenders. Otherwise, we have to wait until we send the paperwork back, everybody gets it, and they issue payment for the transaction. If it's a cash one, it's usually done in my office, and I do a closing statement, and it'll state on there, what the purchase price of the home is, how much the earnest money, or we call it a personal property deposit, is, and we prorate taxes, the mobile home tax, and the lot rent, unless it's the end or the beginning of the next month, and then the person who's buying the home is responsible for the lot rent for the upcoming month, and not the seller. Sometimes we have to have power of attorney, small estate affidavits if somebody passed away, and the title was in the mom and dad's name, and one of the children were designated a power of attorney, which really power of attorneys cease to exist at the death of the person who you have the power of attorney over. So then in that case, the Illinois Secretary of State has us do what's called a small estate affidavit, and it gets filled out. It says on there that everybody who needed to be paid is paid, who the person is that's handling the transactions, and their siblings, and what the percentage of the sale goes to each sibling. That has to be sent in with the title transfer to the Secretary of State. If you have more questions about titles, my contact information is on this page here. I'm a resident of Gulf Vista Estates in Moni. It's a 55 plus golf course community, manufactured home golf course community, that we really have more amenities and activities than most people have time to do. So I walk the walk and talk the talk. I have helped several residents to buy and sell their homes. I try to get you the value you deserve, and above all, with respect. This is my designations. ABR, accredited buyer's representative, and seller's representative specialist. I'm also working on a senior specialist designation also. My phone number and my email and my website address is all on this page. I originally had lender information on this page, and I also had home inspectors, but not all of you guys are in Illinois, so those home inspectors wouldn't come into play. But as far as this, as far as the chattel loans, I use this guy Justin Bernard with Next Mortgage. If he can't get you done, nobody can get you done. Or you can deal directly with the lenders that I have listed here. Um, they typically, you won't find a bank that lends on these. Triad and some of these other lenders actually underwrite the loan for the bank. The bank holds the title. But I haven't listed any mobile home inspectors, but please spend the money for a little bit of peace of mind. Have an inspection done, but get it done by a guy who knows manufactured homes. I had a guy one time that swore to me that he had done manufactured homes, and he shows up and he walked around the house 2 or 3 times, and I said, "What are you looking for?" And he says, "How do you get underneath one of these things?" Well, of course, anybody that knows anything realizes that you have to remove the skirting and crawl underneath there. And if a guy's not willing to get up on the roof and, inspect the roof, then you've paid too much for that person and you're not getting the value that you deserve. The reason I say get a person who's experienced with mobile homes is that some of the mechanicals in the process of building a manufactured home is completely different than a traditional single family, or what I like to call stick built. Sorry, Heidi. There's just different processes and codes. There's a lot of Romex in a manufactured home. There's PVC, ABS, and PEX piping and connectors, and it's just completely different animal. There's no basements. These homes don't require radon inspections. If you have one that was built before 1978, you're going to have to do a lead-based paint disclosure. And in some instances, I would ask the owner to complete a property disclosure. You don't have to with mobile homes that are in a park because they're personal property. You typically don't get a property disclosure when you buy an RV, boat, or car, so you wouldn't get one necessarily with a manufactured home. But try to get as much information as you possibly can. If you can, most manufactured homes are sold as is and seen. And the seller will say, "I'm not making any additional repairs," but that's not always cut in stone. If you find something minor, or if there's what we call a life safety issue. Life safety issues are no smoke detectors, no CO2 detectors, exposed wiring, tripping hazards, big holes in the floor, the roof's caving in. I could go on and on. I have a checklist from the town that I live in. They do resale inspections, and they're quite comprehensive. However, they don't get up on the roof and they don't crawl underneath it. That's where your mobile home inspector will come in handy. And you can also ask, in some instances, would the owner consider providing a homeowner's warranty? And then sometimes that will cover the mechanicals. Sometimes the requirements for those is that you had had an inspection by a licensed and insured home inspector, and a lot of times those homeowner warranty companies will accept those inspections and honor any claims for those mechanicals that you may make and or the roof. But you need to check it out from each individual home warranty company because they're all different. These are just some reviews that I've had over the years that people have supplied. some of them were good, some, you can't please everybody, but, I try to do the best I can for everybody. So if you want to look over them, please, by all means. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm just trying to let everybody know that, I'm experienced in these type of transactions, and I just wanted to share that experience with you. Once again, thank you for visiting my channel. Like and subscribe below, and if you have any questions, you have my contact information. Have a good day.